And then also the OCG Banlist came out. So yeah, I do want to go look at that real quick. I've made sure not to look at spoilers. I've kind of been off of Twitter for the most part today. So I don't know what to expect. And let's see what this list is like. Usually the lists are terrible though, so I'm not looking for too much. The new ban list is effective from October 1st. This is for OCG formats. New changes, Blaster to 3. Okay, this is fucking useless. Redox to 3, Title to 3, okay, where this is the same as TCG. Fire to 3, Quick Fist to 3. Alright, man. Zeus to 3. This is good. I like this card a lot, so I'm happy to see it not at 1, but also it's not that big of a deal. Kieran to 3 or Yaki to 3. This card wasn't a 3. My friend Pearly was at 2. Alright, cool. Lightning Storm. Ava. This is the most fucking useless list ever. Okay, this one's short. I'm surprised this wasn't a 3 already. Panky Poo to 2, Invoker to 2. Just move these cards to 3, man. Luster. Goldtark's a cool one. That one's not unplayable. Neither is this technically. Hero support. Random opening. What? Maxx C from 3 to 2. Wait, why? Okay, one thing at a time. Bro, I fucking OCG, like, I don't get OCG. Why they put so many cards to 2? The 2 list should not be this big. Is this a good thing? I guess less Maxx Cs. Well, okay, so the problem with Maxx C when it's at 1 is it gets extremely luck based. So I'd rather like it maybe be a 3 or 0. 2 is maybe okay because Furos also kind of equalizes it out. But the thing with Konami Japan, at least, is with half the time when they're going to hit a card, they do foreshadowing. So they hit a card down first a little bit, then a little more, and then ban it. Wait, maybe SP is banned because they put it to 1, right? All right, maybe SP is banned. We'll look for that. But this could be foreshadowing that Maxx C is on the hit list. You know, truthfully, like, maybe I've been so disillusioned with Konami that I just never expected this to get hit, like, properly. But maybe this is a good thing for the long haul. Obviously, not being in the OCG, like, the actual format doesn't impact me too much. 2 is kind of troll, though, but with Fuwa Ross, I don't know how much of a difference it makes. This is also crazy, by the way. Like, this is so little. Like, I hate these small-ass consistency hits. Goes in 3 to 2. Okay, man. Newly limited Trident. Cool. Is this card still banned in the TCG? I think it is, right? It's the 3rd throne that gets you. I mean, it's a little less consistent. Oh, yay. Masterpiece is unbanned. I don't think it matters. Dragoon's unbanned. Okay, that's fine. These are all worthy to be unbanned. I feel like at this point, this is okay. Over the card to show it. Yeah, it's still banned in the TCG. Cool. We need to unban that. The card's not that crazy. It's a cool card, though, too. So I wish it was unbanned. Snatch Shield to 1. It's crazy. You think about it, like, Master Duel's been kind of pressing the agenda for a lot of these cards being unbanned already, or a lot of the changes, but they're kind of ahead of the curve. And like, I don't know if it's just because the game's newer, so you have a more like ready to you have a little more fresher minds doing it, and who are a lot more keen on the game. Like they knew this shit wouldn't matter. They knew this shit wouldn't matter. They knew Terra Top wouldn't matter, or that much at least, and they were unhit long ago in Master Duel. Makes me happy with Master Duel ban list a lot. Dabel Star 3 to 1. Okay, so there's one wanted. Oh, there's also Poplar. Okay, so Poplar to 1. Okay, this deck is probably fucked now, right? I mean, you have the new Azamina cards for consistency, but I feel like this brutalizes your long game, your starters. Chandra 3 to 1 and Phantom Yubel 3 to 1. Wow. Okay, so Chandra 3 to 1. Sangan Summoning is at 1 in OCG as well. That kind of leaves it kind of brutalized, right? Like, this deck's kind of just unplayable right now, right? And Phantom 3 to 1 is huge. Oh my god, Engraver. I gotta stop scrolling down. Phantom 3 to 1. Big deal. So now the deck, like, after the first Phantom, I have to put it back with Throne. But now you can kind of break through the field easier. Nibiru gets better as well, because part of the issue with Nibiru is you Nibiru them, and then they just remake this. But obviously this deck is not dead. One Phantom is not the end of the world, even if it is huge. Still have all the other broken cards, and Throne to 2 doesn't matter. So Engraver 3 to 1 is huge. Oh my god, I was about to say you play more tracts, but they just said no. See, I don't think this is the biggest deal, because Sanct is still a card you can play as well as you can play Unexpected Dies with White Dustin, or the new Primordial spell that also summons White Dustin from the deck. They have no Necro Equip too. They have no Aerial Eater as well. Yeah, I guess. But I guess I'm talking about, like, they will get those cards eventually though, right? So you do have to still think within the context of those cards existing, because they will come out. Yeah, but so my issue with this is, like, I don't know how much it actually does. So for example, with the new Fiendsmith card, the level 4 that comes out in Rhoda, it means you still have a Requiem target when you start with this, which is important, and then also fills in the grave with Light Fiends. So you can very easily play a Fiendsmith package that is incredibly comprehensive and not feel like you've weakened your deck at all. Bonfire 2 to 1. Yeah, fine. I mean, I think, yeah, whatever. Beatrice has been banned as well. Okay. Now that only leaves Master Duel. And I imagine the second the Fiendsmith cards hit Master Duel, this card will be getting the axe. Deserved. That's it? Okay. So full changes. A shit ton of cards limited. Only one card banned. Okay, so SP wasn't banned. Rizal tier 0. I don't know enough about the Rizal cards to make that assessment. I guess at some point on one of the streams we should learn those cards. So this hits a lot of decks very heavily. I think Yubel's very well poised. But yeah, Rizal should just be the best deck. There's no realistic hits. 2 Maxx C obviously being the biggest shocker here. No one expected this, or at least I didn't expect it. Some of you will be saying that it's that it was called for, but 2 is still random. I'm happy they're kind of lightening the load on a lot of their hits, because they had some random bullshit hits that, you know, very outdated. So overall thoughts on the ban list. I mean, this sets up Rizal very nicely and does hammer in the death of Snake Eye and Tempai. Yubel seems still fine, although it is hit pretty drastically, and the death of Maxx C might be upon us. Maximum Cockroach. Watch next list. We're all expecting Maxx C to move to 1, and then the list will get banned, and then they go, haha, never mind, and put it back to 3. And they just like, gotcha. And what if that's the April Fool's list, the April 1st one? And it's just like they move it to 1 next list, and the list comes out on April Fool's, and it's just like, back at 3, fuck yeah. And we are further thrown into the shadows. When's the next ban list? I don't really know the schedule, but I think it's like sometime in December. I'm curious what the OCG thinks of this, like their player base, if they're happy the Maxx C's gone to 2, or happy with the kind of like foreshadow that it's no longer immune, right? Because like you'd think Maxx C was just immune to being hit forever, but it seems to not be the case anymore. But at the same time, like we have seen Konami Japan leave shit at 2 forever. Like Call by the Grave is still at 2. So for all you know, Maxx C has just joined Call by the Grave at 2, and then that's kind of just all it's ever gonna be. It talked more about Dragoon getting unhit. This card's so overrated, man. Their ban lists are January, April, July, and October. I wish we had 4 ban lists a year. We have 3. I wonder how many of these Master Duel will copy. I think it may copy the follow suit on this. I don't know. Nightmare Throne 2 is something I can see Master Duel doing, much to my dismay, but as long as they're hitting other stuff as well, then it kind of makes sense. I could see this happening as well. Yeah, I feel like a lot of this is in line. I think Dragoon 1 and Master Duel Farm warrant a Verte ban. Nope. I think DP is probably just better than Dragoon in most cases. And that card's fine. Now with the bricks in this day and age, I mean, listen, there are going to be some decks that will play it. Decks that need to like kind of increase their infield capacity, and otherwise are pretty lean, so don't play bricks. So it's not going to be a card that sees 0 play, but it's not going to see that much. It's also good and branded as a way of playing through boards and negating stuff, because all you need to do is play 1 Dark Magician for this, and it also works with fusion deployment. Branded with Dark Magician. We've seen it in the TCG time and time again, and I think that concept will still be very applicable in other formats. I think that's all to talk about as far as Master Duel ban list goes. Not Master Duel, OCG ban list. I don't think this will actually shake up the meta too much besides kind of knocking Snake Eye off his pedestal. And we should see Rizal get more prominence. But what may change is I don't know Rizal's deck well enough, but perhaps without Snake Eye being a floodgate, like checking a lot of, keeping a lot of decks in check, maybe other decks can kind of rise up.